Yep, we should be good now.
Alright, so good afternoon, good evening, good morning to wherever you guys are watching from. Welcome to Trackstar's Formula 2 series, where we are round 9 out of round 10 of this exciting season that it has been for every driver that comes and goes and participates and gets good results for their teams. But we have practice going on at the moment where we have likely-wise on the top of the leaderboard, but to be brutally honest, practice doesn't mean anything to anybody, so it only just sets out a pace. Everyone could be sandbagging, you never know. But joining me in the commentary box for the race, it's going to be Jarman Dalitz. It's racing. How are you, mate?
Good, thanks. Glad to join you tonight for this round 9 of the series at Fuji Speedway. Looks set to be a great race.
Yeah. No, that's good. It's going to be, it definitely will be a fun race, that's for sure. But what we're going to have, what do we got? 4 minutes to go until qualifying. So we've managed to snag in a couple of drivers from the track to actually do some interviews with us. And first on the list is Ando 787. I apologise for Gridline Racing. How you going, mate?
G'day, guys. Yeah, good, thanks.
So you've become a bit of a new person to the series, new driver to the series. How are you enjoying it so far?
Yeah, late entry to the whole thing. I've only been league racing for about 3 months or so, and yeah, I really love it. I just wish I had caught the start of the season.
Exactly, it's been a really great season, and I think if we had you at the beginning of the season, we definitely could have been up there. But hey, it doesn't mean anything because you're only about 13 points behind D. Huso, who is a main championship rival for you, because he's not here to compete for the championship lead. So the likely winner for the championship will be XX Huso. So you've got a chance to get second position in the championship.
Yeah, I'll give it a run. Absolutely, but obviously starting late, I'm just going to make this a learning season for myself, and then hopefully give it a real crack next year.
Exactly, we're going to be coming ourselves live in 2021 for Trackstars. We've got our touring cars season returning, and then we have our Formula Series returning as well, whilst we have some new championship seasons. While we have the Clubman Sport, we have the old cars with our old production cars, and then we have our brand new production cars, and we have our Porsche Cup series joining us, but on the weekdays. So I'm sure you and Gridline Race will be looking forward to 2021.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of opportunities there for us to put a team together and have a go. We're a pretty new team, young guys.
Yeah. And talk me through it. How did they actually manage to persuade you to actually join Gridline Racing?
Well, I can't remember really how we first met. We started chatting in a lobby somewhere, and I was racing in another league, and I'm trying out a few leagues actually this year, and we just got on really well together, and we enjoyed chatting together, and they ended up offering me a spot, and I wasn't actually in a team at the time, so I thought I'd join up.
Oh, that's good. Well, at least with those kind of guys, they're welcoming and humbling, and they managed to pick up probably one of the fastest drivers in the series. So it's no pressure there to form the Gridline.
I just want to help the boys along.
Yeah, that's right. You've been doing exceptionally well for the team. You've got yourself a win and a couple of podiums in the season, so it's really top marks to you, mate. Well done.
Yeah, I've had a ball. I've really had a ball. It's really fun. It's a bit of a learning curve coming up to speed with it all. I highly recommend it to anyone. It's really addictive, really good fun.
All right, no worries, mate. Good luck for the race this afternoon, and enjoy it out there. Hopefully you guys can deliver Gridline a potential win or a podium.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I haven't had a lot of practice, so I better get out there and do some more.
I only got 4 minutes. It's all good.
Cheers, guys.
Also we have in the commentary box is our championship leader. If his mic can be heard through, do we have XX Huso on the line? I'm sure we don't have him on the line. So. Oh yes, there we go. We were just about to cut you off there. Let me ask before I ask any questions or do commentary. Is it Huso or Quaso? Okay, all right. I've been saying it right then. So you know, I was talking to your brother and I thought, oh, I'm not so sure. Like, how do I say it? And he wrote it down. I'm like, is it Huzo? I wasn't too sure. All right, but yeah, no. So welcome to the commentary box. You know, first of all, I would like to say a massive congratulations to you. Your brother's not racing tonight, so this makes you champion elect. Yeah, well, real life world and work commitments is always a real bummer. It's always nice to have that little downtime for everyone to actually jump on the game, have some fun, have some close racing. But you know, for yourself, you've actually had some really good races over the season. Looking out for each other if they make any mistakes. We don't have any chatting, like, you know, back chat towards each other. We're all like a friendly environment. But you know, that's something for us to improve on for 2021. But I'm pretty sure for you guys in 2021, you're going to have some you're going to have some competition for you guys to actually defend your crown. I'm sure you're definitely keeping an eye on the guys on Shade On Racing with Likely Wiseacre, Ando 787, Xylon 96. All these guys, you know, they've joined the series late, but it comes to show that anyone can jump in this series and be fast out of the gun. Well, he definitely has. He's definitely helped. He's definitely helped my team, Mashbuds Racing, in the Super Formula Series to actually, you know, get ourselves back to get into that contention of winning the constructor. So I do send a massive thanks to D Huser if he's watching or hearing us online. Thanks, mate, for giving us the title, for helping us seal the title with 1 round to go, or maybe not sealing it, but probably close to it. But yeah, so what do we got? Fuji Raceway, Fuji Speedway. How confident are you feeling for this race? Exactly. Well, it sounds like you've definitely got a plan, and it's been working for you, mate. Because all of these early seasons for you guys, you've had such a good run of podiums, and you had that one win at the Austria Grand Prix in the wets. You know, so it's definitely working for you. Yeah, exactly right. And you would be hoping to get yourself a podium for at least in the last couple of races, or try to be up there or thereabouts with the front guys. But like we said, you've definitely got some competition with likes of Likely Wise, who could possibly be going for 3 in a row for the seat for Trackstars for Trackstars Formula 2. Ando 787, who's already had a win, and Xylon 96, you know, has been coming in consistently in the top 3. Yeah, exactly right. And everyone's just been and it just shows that everyone that commits and works really hard. You know, it shows in their speed, it shows in their qualifying pace. So for you to actually show really good consistency and throughout the whole season, all I just got to say is I just top my hat off to you, mate. You've done really well, and congratulations for being the 2020 Track Stars Formula 2 champion. Yeah, exactly right. Well, we're always happy to have you on board. So on behalf of us, congratulations, and go out and have some fun. All right, thank you. Cheers. All right, so as we get set for qualifying, we're just waiting on one of our current drivers that is looking to jump into the grid. But it looks like we've got everybody, so I'm just going to go ahead and start qualifying. So good luck to everyone out there on track. And off we go. Start qualifying. Yes. Begin the qualifying.
Unfortunately, we had a few issues with Huzo not being broadcast on that interview, so what we might do is grab him again afterwards once he changes his settings.
Okay, well, that's all right. We'll get him in for the post. Hopefully he stays around. But anyway, we're getting ourselves ready for qualifying for round 9 of Track Stars Formula 2 Series. Definitely going to be a really close grid, close qualifying today, that's for sure, with our fast drivers such as Likely Wise Acre. Like I've brought up, can he win? Can he get a hat-trick of victories here at Fuji Speedway? Only time will tell. But it will be a really great result for Shadon Racing Team to make their mark in the Touring Car Series and solidify themselves as a top running, whether it's Group Division 2 or it could be the First Division. You know, wherever they end up, they're definitely going to be a threat to any championship that they participate in. As we come around, Likely Wise is coming towards the back end of the track, so we've no chicane on this one. We're using the GT layout, so drivers won't have to be braking super hard and turning a hard right and then a hard left on that little silly chicane. I guess you can look at tracks around the world. What are we looking at? We're looking at Catalonia here. Anything that has been shortened due to FIA safety. I mean, come on, you want to have the fastest drivers in the world. Let them exploit their car. Let them actually go full beans and see what they're actually made of. But here we go. Likely Wise Acre, Diana starting his lap, coming in towards turn 1, using plenty of that overtakes, almost reaching 300 kilometers into turn 1, braking hard into second gear. As he exits the corner, good traction in there, using that good overtake again, so really great stuff. This is one of the trickiest part of the track, this little corner here, but he seems to nail that alright. Missed the apex a little bit on the left-hander, and this long right sweeper coming into that first corner. As he brakes hard, second gear, clips the apex. Was a little bit slow, but he's using that overtake to his advantage. He's definitely learned on the overtake button, so he's using it very well. As we're coming up, no hard brake, just a dab of the brake and turn on a flick of the right steering wheel. Into that corner, second gear. Beautiful, nice lines. It looks like it's a good steady lap, whether it's not his fastest lap, but it's definitely a banker lap, absolutely. And this is one of the hardest parts on the track, getting this corner right. We'll be definitely seeing a lot of overshoots on that corner of the track, but as he's going full throttle, full overtake, fifth gear as he comes towards the line. It's only a short run towards the line. What's he going to see? It looks like he's been setting 22s, but he's going to get himself into the 21s or underneath the 21s. So 1 minute 20.936. Definitely more to find for Likely Wise Acre, but a great start for him. Behind him, 80 sets coming up towards the line. He's not going to be close, but he's definitely going to be close enough. It's a 22.8, so just under 2 seconds. Zephyr 156 is a newcomer to the series, but is also in the Shadon Racing Team. He's down in 5th. Xylon and Ando have come across the line and set their times. Jughead 1959, who is actually the son of G-Man for Fun. So that's a bit of a nice thing to have, a bit of a father and son duo, like we've got brother and brother with D Huzo and XX Huzo. But cutting towards XX User, he's only 1 second behind, so that's actually a really solid time. And he's up by 0.001 of a second. There is nothing in it between him and Likely Wise for the fastest first sector.
Maybe the taking it easy option isn't quite in the books tonight for Huzo.
No, I think he was just playing the conservative game on the pre-race interview, and I'm thinking he wants to get that podium, he wants to get that win, make himself notice that he has won the championship on merit. So he'll be looking to make a good charge towards the front. But Likely Wise has actually improved his time. He's actually taking 5/10 or just over 5/10 of a second off from his time. So really great. So I knew that lap wasn't a great one, but he knew straight away. He fixed his mistakes and he found 5/10 out of it. ADZ's managed to improve his time as well. XX User's managed to get a really good toe, but I'm not so sure if it's going to be quick enough as it comes
Might have been a little bit of a hindrance.
So sure, we'll come and have a look to the finish line. Yeah, you're definitely right there. Definitely lost a lot of time in that last sector.
Yeah, I think he got a little bit stuck behind Jughead going into that last turn, and it sort of cost him a bit of momentum heading onto the main straight, and then of course he had to pull out alongside, which cost him a bit more time again.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like we've got a late comer with Dirty Sanchez.
Mate, Dirty Sanchez has missed the qualifying, so we will have to do we will be doing a red flag after this qualifying, everybody. So one of our rules is if one of our drivers doesn't make the qualifying but turns up during qualifying, we do have a red flag situation where they will start the race, but they will only be starting from the rear, which I think is fair enough. You know, we're a community that wants to give everyone a go, and you know, if you show up but you show up late by accident, it's okay. You know, you're given a second chance to race.
It also helps those that have disconnections or even that pit lane glitch that we occasionally see in qualifying with the bad connections. It allows them, like they've showed up and they don't miss out on a race.
That's right, because every driver, or even for the drivers now between, like I said, fighting for second position in the championship, XX Uzo has already claimed the championship, but second place is far from over. 13 points between Ando 787 and not even far behind, like 19 points is Xylon 96. So this is going to be very costly for D Uzo missing this round. So he hopes to show up for the last one.
Yeah, very much so, and obviously it's a really good chance for Ando and Xylon, and this qualifying session will be very important for them to get a good starting position. Ando's just jumped up the P3 with his last lap, so that'll hold him in good stead.
Exactly right, but he's only 2.3 behind Likely Wise, so this definitely shows Likely Wise has just definitely got that bit of extra margin between him and his competitors, so he's definitely going to be one to look out for come 2021 for the Shade On Racing team. Their key and main driver, Likely Wise Acre, spearheading them towards the front of the field, but would they be able to actually make themselves noticeable in Division 1, claiming wins, poles, podiums? The consistency would be very key for them. But as he's coming around the final corner, Likely Wise is going to start his final lap. He's just coming up to the behind of Turtle King YT, who had a little bit of an altercation with Likely Wise during practice, but you know, banter's banter, can't do much, it's only practice. And as he's coming down towards the straight, he's just about to make his brake hard into the right-hander into turn 1. If we look down towards the field, is anybody else coming across the line?
Just while we're talking about Wiseacre, Ando did just go another 3/10 faster.
Oh.
So he's now only 2 seconds behind, but he's definitely a lot closer to Huzo, so he could be pushing for a front row start.
Absolutely, yeah. That'll be definitely good. You know, our top drivers in the top 4, top 5, they're definitely going to be showing up some pace. Robbo Sport, he's only just come across the line now, and he's only got himself a 1 minute 23 flat. So he's 2.7 behind Likely Wise. So he'll be looking to extend, you know, to try and close the gap between him and the drivers, because he's been showing some promising speed in this series. Oh, but I've just caught the back end of Huso's lap and he's just right. But as Cylon's actually got a 1 minute 21.942, 0.004 behind XX Huso. Wow, fine margins between them. That is insanely close. That was a shame he couldn't get on the front row. Oh, Ando's actually made a time. Wow, he's actually closed up as well.
Wow, there's barely 100th in it.
No, between Xuzo and Ando is absolutely nothing. It's like only 0.0019 of a second between second, third, and fourth. Absolutely incredible. But I think there's no shadow of a doubt that likely Wiseacre is our pole man for today for the Fuji Speedway GT version track. Track Stars Formula 2. So we only got 20 seconds to go. Is anybody coming across the line?
I don't think anybody is, but I think Zephyr might...
I think Zephyr just left.
There was a car that jumped out of qualifying, so that might cause the clock to just tick down, thinking that it's waiting for a driver to complete the lap.
Yeah, that sounds about right. As we come to the end of the qualifying session, we have likely Wiseacre on pole position, followed by XX Huso, our champion-elect for 2020 with Trackstars Formula 2 Series.
Of course, we have to remember the race is going to stop for Sanchez as well.
Exactly right.
So we won't get too excited about this race start.
I think everyone's just going to have a bit of a practice with their race starts, but we'll make sure that everyone has their opportunity, and hopefully we can get Zephyr back into back on the track. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah, hopefully we can see him return, because it'd be really disappointing to see him miss out due to some issues.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but it looked like, I wasn't watching, but it looked like likely Wiseacre got a good start coming towards turn 1, but everyone's going to be jumping off the track, hopefully, smoothly. Yep. And we'll just get that restarted for everyone on the stream. We do apologise. We do have little connections, little interruptions with this. So, you know, not everything is perfect, but we always have to make sure that we've tried our best to cater for everyone and get them back in as quickly as possible.
So there we go, under red flag conditions for now, while we get Dirty Sanchez back onto the track, and hopefully we can get Zephyr back in as well.
Yeah, I've sent him a message through the Discord, so hopefully, fingers crossed, he'll actually join us for the race start.
Trying to see who else, because in theory we should have 12 on the... Oh, Benjo's not in the race as well. That's what's messing me up.
Yeah, exactly. So he's not racing, but no, at least we got ourselves... I think we got ourselves a... If everyone's on track, we'll have at least 12 drivers, which is actually pretty good. You know, we've always these last few weeks we've been having about 14, anywhere between 10 to 14 on a consistent basis. So it shows that everyone's really invested in this series and really having a go and wanting to actually, you know, put in that solid performance for us, and you know,
very much so.
Make a name for themselves for this series.
Yeah, usually you see towards the later stages of most series that you see drivers drop off as they fall out of contention, but to see 12, 14 each week is definitely a very good sign for the series, when there's probably, well, the championship's all but wrapped up, but still a lot of battles down the order, especially for second spot, and even just looking at the points now, from probably 5th through to 8th is very close in points, so there's a top 5 up for grabs for quite a few people.
Exactly right, and you always see these latecomers coming into the series that just have, you know, no experience or only just done 2 or 3 races, but them getting themselves consistent points in the series, and they've done really well to actually put themselves in a point where they'd be like, they can actually fight for someone in a championship, or not fight in a championship, they can actually get themselves up there and showcase their speed and showcase how good they are, you know, like after just 2 races, while you see one driver, you know, on a week by week basis just consistently getting better, you know, improving lap times, it could be improving apex speeds, you just never know. It's all in the driver's mind, but it's all up to them to actually execute it, because if they don't execute it, then it becomes hard for them to actually get into that rhythm and consistency, and which is really important in these cars as well. Consistency is very key in these cars.
Yeah, very much so. And probably the other thing we can add to that as well is that by racing the final few races, even those that may have joined a bit late can probably also show their worth to maybe earn a call up for the main series next year if their performances are good enough.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure that everyone that's on a free agent here on this list will definitely be coming. We'll be knocking towards everyone. We'll be knocking on team manager's door and asking them to say, you know, here I am, you know, I want to make sure, I want to commit to this series, but I don't have a team. Is there any space available to join your team on a Division 2 series? Is there any way I can participate in next year's series? Or even they might even use their own name. They might even use their own name and create a brand for themselves. That's what I did for myself. I was the only sole driver for Nash Buds Racing, and I was only that sole driver for the first 2-3 rounds, and then by round 4 of the touring car series, I managed to sign my teammate Punz, and that's how we created Nash Buds Racing.
And then the rest was history.
Exactly right, but we'll dive into that when the time comes. But
yeah, I think we'll save that for a later day.
Exactly right, but as we get ready, we're about to kick off the race for round 9, take 2. Hopefully this time everyone can see each other, and hopefully everyone can get themselves a clean start.
Should be good to watch Sanchez being a race winner at Bathurst early in the season. Hopefully we can see him make a few overtakes.
Oh, exactly right. Sanchez he's had a bit of an up and down season. He just hasn't really shown much consistency, but when he does show speed, you can definitely see him towards the front of the grid. And as we're looking towards the front, likely wise Acre, XX user on the front run, Cylon 96 and Ender 787. As we see the 5 lights coming on. Lights out, green flag racing, off we go. Cylon has a good start. He's about to overtake Yuzo, but likely wise has just pulled away. He's got that huge buffer. That practice start that he did in that first stint was really good. As we look towards the back, look who's running wide. We see that is a Jughead right back, making mistake in turn 1, but that's okay. He's kept it on the track clean. Dirty Sanchez has moved up 1 position into 11th. Zephyr, it looks like he's made a bit of a mistake there, but that's okay. Likely wise Akers leading away. He's just flying away, 1.2 seconds ahead of XX User. It is insane. But XX User has just run a bit wide. Oh, he's lucky there's no gravel there, otherwise he'd be in big trouble. But Ando 787 is right on his tail. He's not going to make a move just yet. He's just going to sit back, wait for the final straight, and make sure he uses that overtake to make that clean pass into turn 1.
Yeah, it's a messy first few corners from Huzo, and now he's got Ando and Xylon all over the back of him, and he's really getting out of rhythm in these final few corners. He's had to Panasonic, and Ando looks up the inside. Maybe a bit early for that, but this should be a really good drafting battle down the main straight between the 3 drivers. As Ando gets tucked in right behind the rear wing, pulls out to the outside, moving alongside. This will be really close coming into the first corner. Let's see who outbreaks who. And of course we can't forget Xylon that's trying to make his way.
It's going to be 3 wide coming to turn 1, but it's 3 wide. XX user gets the inside. Wow, what a great pass. What a great
and Ando spun out.
He spun out. He's got no traction at all. He just lost the rear end. He's going to kick himself for that. Had he been a little bit more patient, he would have made that move around the outside, but it looks like XX User still kept that position in second place. Cylon 96 has come unscathed on that, and he's actually claimed third. 80Z was looking right behind him. He's got himself up into fourth place with RoboSport 17 behind. These two had a really good battle in the last round that we had at Dragon Trail Seaside. It looks like it's going to be looking towards the same thing come this round in Fuji. But all but 80Z runs a bit wide, so Robbo's going to have a little bit of a sniff come down the straight, but he's run wide again, so Robbo might actually get this earlier on. He's not going to do around the outside, surely not. He's done it. Oh, take a bow, RoboSport, and 80Z just run wide. Mike Ease, 123, has gone past him into 5th place, so RoboSport claiming the positions, and Mike East as well. 80Z's managed to lose 2 spots in that, so he'll be kicking himself. But I'd see a bit of weaving up there, so it looks like Xylon 96 is getting right up behind XX Uzo 16. He's looking towards the inside, and I think XX Uzo is like, you know what? You're a little bit faster than me. You can get Likely Wiseacre. I don't think I'm just happy where I am because I've already claimed the championship. So you take it. I'll take your draft and see if we can get closer to this Shogun Racing driver.
Yeah, that might be a wise move for both of them to sort of just settle into a bit more of a rhythm and just work on doing their own laps, maybe not fighting so much with each other and costing some time, and work on chasing down Likely Wiseacre.
Exactly right. As I look down the field, it looks like 80Z's actually managed to drop a couple of positions, so he must have made a mistake.
He's really dropped off. I can't see him in the top 8. So yes, he's dropped back behind Ando.
So Ando's actually slowly making his way up towards the grid. So he's only lap 3 of 22. Lap 3 out of 22. Boys, take it easy. We're only at the early stages. There's a long race to go. So he's dropped himself down to 9th, but Zephyr is actually, in his first run, it's actually in the top 10, so good credit for him to actually...
Yeah, that's a very good start. He's ahead of Sanchez as well.
Exactly right, and for him to only have the game and have the PlayStation 4 at his disposal within the first couple of weeks. Oh, he's coming to make a dive
down inside.
That's a big dive, but has he made it? No,
he's spun.
Oh, I think that's another curse for the commentator right there. I'm keeping a good track record, boys. As I was praising Zephyr, but he actually hasn't lost any position, so he's actually still in the top 10. So I'll keep my word. He's doing really well for his debut race and only picking up the console or picking up the game for 2 weeks, and he's actually picked himself up into the deep end with this series. But you know, you pick the game up, you give it a go. And it's only onwards and upwards from here.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a few growing pains to come at the start of his Gran Turismo career, but I'm sure as he picks up the game, we'll see him start moving up the order.
Exactly right. And as we look towards the front, Likely was just pulling away. He's almost 6 seconds ahead of Xylon 96. That gap is just getting bigger and bigger. I think if it's definitely going to be, if there's something that's going to happen to Likely Wiseacre, it's going to be a disconnection, because there's no way anybody can catch him unless he makes a really bad mistake in one of these corners. But it's still early days. It's only lap 4 of 22, so anything can happen.
I think it'd either be a lot of mistakes or, yeah, the dreaded disconnection, which we hope we don't see happen. But now that Xylon's moved ahead of Huzo, he's started to create a bit of a gap as well and moved that out to 2 seconds. So he's escaped that draft that you can sort of get on this game when you're within probably 1.5 seconds. So that'll be handy for him, that he can sort of settle into a rhythm, not have to worry about being under attack.
Exactly right. I think now we've had these last few games have their updates and their patches. The Slipstream's always been a big effect between the track stars, or not the track stars, the Gran Turismo community, where everyone's saying it's overpowered, it's underpowered, there's no fine balance in between, so it always jolts up between 1.5 to 0.7 to back to 1.5. It's a bit of a mix and match between the Slipstream. So not everything is perfect, but we hope for the next game, GT7, in terms of to be the perfect game. So, and we hope to see most of these drivers join us on GT7 and play on the PlayStation 5, on the brand new PlayStation 5. It's only just been released for a couple of weeks and it's already off the shelves. No one can get a hand on it.
Yeah, it's going to be a really tough one. Hopefully, by the time Gran Turismo comes out on the PlayStation 5, a lot of us can actually get our hands on the console. Otherwise, it might cause a bit of issues on switching over to GT7.
Exactly right. As I'm looking down the grid, I think Dirty Sanchez has dropped down to last. He's actually put himself really far back behind Jughead, so we've missed something there. He's made a big mistake where it could have been at the first corner or on that quick left-hander in that first section. I'm not so sure. He's definitely cost himself the chance to actually fight, to fight in the top 10. But hopefully he's got a good strategy up him, otherwise it's just going to be a lonely race for him.
Yeah, I think at the best he could probably hope for a top 10 or something like that at this stage, but yeah, it's definitely looking like a bit of a struggle at the start of the race, and the lap times aren't really looking that too flash compared to the likes of likely Wiseacre and Xylon, so
exactly right. I've only noticed that as well, but
might have been a bit out of practice this week.
Yeah, I think everyone's just taking it smoothly. I think likely Wise he knows he's quicker than Xylon 96, and he's just saying, you know, I'm just going to put this on cruise control. When I need to push, I'll push, but I don't see much point. So he's just going to run away. Whether Xylon can close up towards him, we'll find out in a matter of time. But he's, but I'm looking between him and Xylon. He's between Xylon and XXU. So the gap has been pretty steady. It hasn't gone up, it hasn't gone down. It's always hanging around that 2.8 to 3 second margin. So XXU has not fallen away from him. He's not really dropping back. He's only set at 24.1 and Xylon set at 1 minute 23.97. So it's just tiny margins. It's only like tiny mistakes.
One driver that's on the charge at the moment is Ando. He's up to 6th place and he's definitely hunting down the top 5. Yeah, he's definitely catching up on Mickey's.
Exactly right, and G-Man's having a good battle. He had a little bit of a ding dong battle whilst we were talking away, just with him and Ando, and they were having some really nice side by side action there. But Ando just managed to get that smoothly. ADZ's moved himself back up to 8th after that, a couple of mistakes he made in the first few laps. Turtle King YT showed really good pace in qualifying today in 7th, but and only dropped down a couple of positions to 9th. And Jughead is a newcomer as well. On his debut, like Zephyr, is in 10th, and Zephyr as well, because just run a little bit wide onto that fast left-hander in 11th, and Dirty Sanchez just rounds out the 12th.
Yeah, we're starting to see the field spread out a bit at the moment. I think everyone's slowly working their way into a bit of a rhythm, which is very crucial, especially through that turns 13, 14, 15 and 16 at the end of the lap.
Exactly right, and I think there's definitely going to be a fight for 3rd position, because what I'm looking at the gap now between XXUzo, Robo Sport, and Mike Ease, and Ando 787. It's not even like 4 seconds, 5 seconds covering those 4 drivers. So anything can happen within the next few laps.
That has started to close up a bit, and pit stops can definitely play a part in that.
Exactly right.
Should add for our viewers that all drivers have to run both the soft and super soft compound tyres throughout the race.
Exactly right. We've only had to catch out only one driver that didn't use all sets, but that's okay. Everyone learns. This is what the F2 series is all about. It's about learning the tyre rules, learning about racing, learning about who you're racing and racecraft and consistency before you make that big step towards the main division.
Very much so. It's very much a learning curve and definitely a platform to learn the ropes, so to speak.
Exactly right. And as we see, Robo Sport 17 is getting closer to XXUzo as well as Mike Ease, getting closer towards Robo Sport, but Ando looks like he's been making the most ground out of everyone. He's actually pulled in. He's only less than 2 seconds behind Mike Ease, so it's really going to be spicy come towards RMA. I think probably after the first pit stop, that one person that does an undercut, he's definitely going to have an advantage coming into that first outlap.
Yeah, we're very much looking at a 4-way battle for the final podium spot.
Yeah. Oh, as I see, Dirty Sanchez has moved himself up into 11th. And Turtle King YT's definitely made a mistake. He was up in 9th place and he's now dropped himself into last. So something happened. Definitely did not see that. But we've also got it. Oh,
and Jughead's heading into the pits.
He's coming into the pits very nicely, keeping.
Got our first pit stop of the day.
First pit stop. So here we go. come on, film crew, put those tyres on nice and quickly, get Jughead out. Is he going to be ahead or is he going to be behind Turtle King? He's definitely behind, but this is the perfect time to actually put the foot down. Oh, as he overshoots that first corner. Oh, it's everybody. You're not the only one, Jughead. Everyone makes that same mistake. You think there's so much more room on that turn 1 exit, but unfortunately that comes up so quickly after leaving the pit lane, and yet you just catch yourself in big trouble. So he's definitely got to get his head down, use that overtake, try to get those apexes as much as he can, and see if he can get close to Dirty Sanchez and Turtle King and Zephyr, who he was battling with. Zephyr's actually come into 9th place. He's actually moved up pretty well, but it is a big gap between him and ADZ. So ADZ's definitely pulled away from Zephyr. So
yeah, it looks like a bit of a battle. Oh, looks like someone's made a mistake towards the back.
Oh no,
whether
it looks
was
like
Turtle King or Sanchez.
Just had a little bit of a coming together, but everything's all resolved. Sanchez taking that really narrow line, but he's going to get that turned around. Oh, I think he's got more than full lock trying to make that corner. He's definitely gone. It's just gone like all arms and pretend he doesn't have any power steering. As we look towards the front, likely Wise Acres, 15.4 seconds. He's just class act racing, top drive. I think everyone is just saying, can we call the race now? Because we can't catch Likely Wiseacre, and Likely Wiseacre is saying, no, just keep going. I want to make sure. I want to finish. I don't even want to do 100 laps. I want to lap everybody. Just especially like what our old Lewis Hamilton did back in 2008 in the wet in Silverstone. Back we managed to lap the entire field, but only didn't manage to lap between the podium drivers. And look where it's got to him now. 7 times drivers world champ. It's just astonishing that we could ever
Robo Sports just used draft and pulled ahead of X-Huzo to take the final podium spot.
Oh, he's actually made that move before turn 1. So well done, Robo Sport.
I think Huzo had a bit of a tricky run going through that last section, and and I think that really opened up the door for Robbo to get past, but I think Huzo's looking to come back as we speak.
Yeah,
although that might be a bit short-lived as Robbo sort of regains his composure after that overtake.
Oh, and as Huzo just runs a little bit wide, his front tyres are definitely wearing out. He's definitely not happy with that. He looks like between him and Robbo Sport, Robbo's got better tyres, so that's definitely helped him make that overtake come on the main straight. He's definitely had that traction for that last section to actually turn that corner, to turn that car in and get more traction from the front wheels. He's actually saved his tyres really well, so I would be thinking XX-Huzo would be coming into the pits sometime soon, but XX-Huzo
see what happens here. He might be looking at setting himself up for an overtake down the straight.
Oh, he's actually gone a little bit wide. Is he going to
that might put paid to that. Might put him into the clutches of Mick Ease.
Oh, Mick Ease is definitely...
And he's decided to pit.
He's decided to pit. He's made the right move. Get off those tyres, jump on the mediums. He's run through that pit lane section beautifully. No corner cuts, no off the wide lines. Really good. Can the team put out a really good pit stop there? So where is he going to pop out? Is he going to pop out ahead of G-Man? I'm pretty sure he's going to do it. Oh no, but actually G-Man comes into the pits as we speak. So he's definitely going to have some clean out. But he's... Actually, what I see now is actually ahead of Ando787, who actually did come into the pits. So he's definitely on a brand new set of tyres, and he has gained a lot in that pit stop on that outlap. He's definitely done that undercut has definitely helped him get himself close to XX-Huzo.
Yeah, that could be a very decisive move that could put Ando onto the podium if he performs, but of course Huzo has probably covered off that undercut and will be looking to do his own undercut on Robbo to secure that podium spot.
Exactly right. As I look towards those guys, I can see Mike Ease is still keeping himself very close towards Robbo Sport, but actually I can see a little bit further up. Robbo is actually having a good go at Silent. He's actually always the same as it was with Xylon and XX-Huzo. Robbo's actually matching him as well through his sector. So Robbo Sport still staying out on this lap. Same with Mike E. So this is definitely going to help. This is definitely going to help Huzo with this undercut, with a 2-lap undercut. But he shouldn't have too much. But he's hoping not to have too much pressure from Ando 787.
No, actually, there must have been a glitch in the game because I started getting excited thinking that Ando had caught the draft and passed Huzo, but it switched back just as quick.
That's all good. But 80Z
must have been while they were crossing the line.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, 80Z's down in 8th position, so he's definitely made a pit stop onto the racing soft tyres. He's definitely got that position well and secured, but he could be fighting himself against G-Man come the back end of this race. We only got 10 laps to go, boys. So, wow, time's flown pretty quickly, and likely Wise is about to cross the line for his 14th lap, or does he come into the pits? No. He's going to do another lap. I think he's just going to wear these tyres out. I think he's going to do the same thing like he did in Dragon's Tail Jarman. I think he's going to go 4 laps to go, and he's going to be, right, I'm going to jump on those racing soft tyres and just cruise to the finish line. One arm out the halo, just driving around.
I don't think he'll have an arm out the halo. I reckon with the fuel burned off a bit, I reckon he might try and do that Sebastian Vettel where he sort of tries to set fastest lap up, fastest lap.
Mistake. Oh, he's had a little bit of contact with Turtle King there as he was trying to lap him. So Turtle King, you can't. Oh, Turtle, it's a little bit unwise for you to do that. No pun intended. Just make sure, just don't jump in, don't punt Likely Wise off, because otherwise he's going to be furious. But I think it's all been resolved now, so Turtle King's definitely far away. But Likely Wise is actually catching up towards, who's that? Is that Sanchez or is that Jughead? I think it's Sanchez.
I believe that is Dirty Sanchez.
Yeah,
yep,
so
that certainly is.
He's definitely catching. It just shows, like he's already 14 laps in, and on this track as well, which is only about 4.8 kilometers, 14 laps, and he's managed to lap 4 drivers. It's amazing, it just shows just that class driver that he is.
I know you mentioned about it being very Lewis Hamilton-like, but seeing the Red Bull car just wander off into the distance is very reminiscent of the tear that Sebastian Vettel went on in, I'll call it 2012, 2013, where basically you'd turn on the TV and see Vettel in front and go, well, he's got this race won.
As I cut across Robo Sports coming into the pits right now, so he's going to be changing his tyres to the racing sauce. But actually, it's Sando 787. He's actually gone past XX User, so we've definitely missed this, cameraman. We've actually been talking about likewise, but we've definitely missed all this, and he's actually in 3rd position. He was in 3rd position, but he's now dropped himself down to 5th, so that strategy of staying out for that long didn't really work for him.
No, so it's sort of hurt him a lot.
This lively battle that we had on lap 1 and lap 2, ladies and gentlemen, it's come back. It's come back on lap 15. This is amazing. Oh, as Ando comes around the outside, he goes into the inside of the corner. He's going to go side by side. He makes the move stick. What a lovely move from Ando 787 on Xylon. That was a fantastic move, just using that extra speed that he could. Coming off that right sweeper corner and just coming in, but as Cylon gets close to him, needs to stay with him on this back straight to get the draft and use the overtake. But XX Uzo is definitely watching along as he runs a bit wide. No, he's all good, so definitely. We could definitely say, he's made a little mistake, XX Uzo. We can say Likely Wise has definitely run away. Xavier. Take it easy. You've got a straight to go. No silly moves like that, but hey, here we go. Xylon right in the slipstream of Ando 787. Will Ando defend? Will he take that inside line? But Xylon's actually using a lot of that overtake. It's just a straight forward move, just like the DRS. In real form, as they make contact coming onto the main straight, wheel barging each other out of the way, saying, if you're going to get 2nd place, I'm going to fight you for it. Whew. What a battle. Can Robo Sport actually catch up, or is he actually can he actually get close to this pack? Because that overcut strategy that he's been playing did not really help him at all.
No, it's very much seen him drop off the pack of, I'll call it 3-4 cars well, it's actually become a sort of 5-car battle for the podium positions in a way, but
Yeah,
now
well,
it's
that's
turned
right.
into an actual 3-car battle for the last 2 podium spots. And we've got Xylon and Ando duking it out for 2nd and 3rd, but they want to be careful how much they battle, because if they both cut each other wide, Yuzo will be there to take that spot and sneak through to
Exactly
2nd,
right.
and he'll probably run away with it too.
Exactly right, and as likely was exits the pit lane, jumping on the soft tyres, and coming out, he's got himself a clear margin. No problems there, but looks like, here we go, what have we got? Ando 787, Xylon's actually pulled away a little bit, he's actually managed to gap him coming onto this main straight, so as we go, breaking that draft side to side, very smart move, but here we go. Oh, actually, XX Yuzo's coming into the pits again. What is going on here? Is he actually going to take on another set of super soft tyres, or did he actually make that mistake?
Maybe he made a mistake and didn't put the racing softs on the first time, which could be very costly.
Yeah, and he has jumped on the racing soft tyres, so that has definitely cost him. He hasn't made any pit stop errors in this series, but this is the first time we're actually seeing mistakes like that, even for your champion-elects, making mistakes like that. No one's perfect, but I think for a race situation like that, battling for a podium, you're expected to meet the mandatory tyre within that stint.
Yeah, it's definitely a mistake that you wouldn't expect, but of course, as we've seen in the Formula 1 series, we had Hamilton drive into a pit lane that was closed, and well, it created probably one of the best races we've seen all year in the Italian Grand Prix.
Look down towards the grid. Zephyr's actually made a move on Dirty Sanchez to take 9th position. Lovely move for the Shade-On Racing. So Shade-On 1st position and 9th position. A great result for the Shade-On Racing. And it's a shame we couldn't get their other teammate Wazadon in the other Shade-On Racing to actually be there. So that we would have actually probably had a top 10 for the Shade-On Racing for 3 cars. That would have been really exciting to see. But nevertheless, Zephyr's doing a really good job as a substitute.
Yeah, he's definitely doing an admirable job.
Oh, sorry to cut you off there. I did see Endo 787 make a move on Xylon into turn 1, so that was a really good move there. Deep on the brakes, and he managed to make that move stick. So congrats. So well done, Ando, on that move.
Let's see if we can get a replay of that. Yep, down into turn 1, he makes the overtake stick. And with the racing super soft tyres on, I think he should be on his way to 2nd place. With Xylon on the soft tyres.
Oh, he is too. So this has actually been a really good strategy from Ando after that mistake that he made. But Xylon's definitely not giving up, and as we can see, lap by lap, there's some parts of the track where he's stronger than Ando, and Ando's faster on some other parts of the track. So it's always that little juggling act between who's better at what part of the track and who's better on the other end, and that's the great thing about racing. You love to see battles like that, exploit everyone's weaknesses and show your strengths. Looking in towards the draft. Oh, Ando's using that draft off.
Is Ando coming into the pits?
Ando's coming into the pits as well. What is he?
Has he made a mistake as well?
Did he make the same mistake as XX Yuzo? Did he actually not jump on the super soft on the soft tyre? What is going on? We've only had the one race, but coming out of the pit lane. Oh, they're coming out side by side, but XX Yuzo's going to get it. He does very cleanly. And XX Yuzo's up into 4th position. But hey, this is actually played back into the hands of Bravo Sport.
Yes, I was about to say that.
We counted him out for making a silly mistake in the pit stop, but it turns out it wasn't him making mistakes. It was Ando 787 and XX Yuzo making mistakes.
Maybe he's played the more conservative game.
Exactly
of
right.
taking a longer stint and switching on to the soft tyres a bit later and only having to make one stop instead of everyone else is doing too. As Ando looks to move into 4th place. It's a very close battle between him and Yuzo after Ando's made his pit stop.
Exactly.
Looks like he's lining himself up through turn 15 and into Panasonic corner.
Yes.
We'll be hoping to get that draft down the straight and make a move.
Oh, he's looking to do that. He's taken the wide line there on that last corner to get that slingshot effect, and he has timed that to perfection.
This will be easy.
Oh, he's actually gone defensive. He's actually moved across. It's like, not on my watch, and that is some gutsy driving there. That is some great quality driving between those two. Get the biff out, boys. As he goes on the outside. Oh, Ando's broken a little bit deeper. Is he going to make that move stick around the outside? And he has done. What a move.
Oh, it's not over yet.
But XX Uso's still coming up there. He's gone side by side. Oh, he makes that little switch, that little Sebastian, actually that Daniel Ricciardo switch in Monza. Didn't work out, but that's okay. He's still got, how long has he got? He's only got 3 laps to go. Jeez, this race flies. I want more action, boys. I want more racing. This is
maybe we should
amazing.
make, oh, he's dived up the inside.
Oh, what a move. Oh, actually Ando's managed to hold that position. Wow. Some top racing between these guys. Ando 787 XX Uso duking it out. Not even for the podium. I mean, they should be trying to focus on getting Robo Sport 17. But I think those guys are just saying, it's only 2 more races to go. I want to have some fun, want to have a battle. And Robbo's thinking, I'll take the podium, thanks. It'll be his first podium of 2020. Can you believe that? From what he's had in his season, to actually come away with a podium in 2020 is actually really astonishing for him. So I really tip my hat off to him for putting on a great performance for the Robo Sport racing driver.
Yeah, he's certainly come a long way this season. He was struggling a bit in the touring car series, and then made the decision to drop down to the TS2 series halfway through when we formed that. Then,
exactly, and
then when we went into the Formula Trackstar series, he had a good run at Red Bull Ring.
Yeah, he did show some promising pace within the top 8 and the top 6. It was only like a learning curve for him to learn about setups and learning about like aerodynamics on these Formula cars and just getting an understanding. But I feel like now he's dropped down, now he's actually having a race on the Saturday with these boys. He's actually helping him and he's actually been really rewarded with this. But I'm not going to say much because there's only 2.1, it's only 2 seconds between RoboSport and Ando 787. So can RoboSport actually hold this position? Is he going to get held up by Turtle King YT, or will Ando 787 get past him on that final corner or on somewhere in the middle of that track? As we're coming towards the final lap, Likely Wise is coming around. We do apologise for all Likely Wise Acre fans and Shade On Racing fans for not keeping too much coverage on him, but he looks like just to be cruising along, 30 seconds ahead of Silence, so he's definitely going to be really happy and taking this hat-trick of wins, so it'll be a really solid effort for him, and like we said before, very Vettel-esque and Hamilton-esque driving for Likely Wise Acre. As he's coming down towards the last section of the, the track.
Robbo's been pushed wide at turn 1 by Turtle King, and I think that's going to...
XX Uso's come through.
XX Uso's going to catch up by the looks of it.
Ando's made a mistake there somewhere down there as well. So we'll keep an eye on that in the meantime. But in the meantime, we're coming towards the final corner of the track where Likely Wise Acre, for the hat-trick of victories, will come across that finish line. First place, 32 seconds ahead of Xylon 96. So congratulations to Likely Wise Acre and the Shade On Racing team for taking the victory here at Trackstars Formula 2 Series. And it actually goes purple. It actually sets the fastest lap on the last lap. So
how very Sebastian Vettel of him.
That is Sebastian Vettel.
And it's on here for third place between Robo Sport and Next Uso. And Ando is right behind him in 5th place as well.
Whoa,
this could be decided right at the line.
Going to get that podium. Ando's going for that slingshot move again, and it's all about that overtake juice. Do they have enough overtake? Yes, they do, but who's going to come across the line third? Or Xylon's going to come across the line in 2nd position, but 3rd place to take a bow, Robo Sport 17 for 3rd place for Robo Sport Racing. XX Uso, our champion-elect, takes 4th place in the Trackstars Formula 2 Series here at Fuji. Ando 787, after a gutsy performance for him and a top drive from all the way up to Xylon 96, all the way down even to Mike East to get himself into 6th position. So a top drive for everybody, but wow, what a race in that mid-pack. We didn't even know, we thought we were going to have an Ando 787 2nd place, but he's actually ended up in 5th, so some weird strategies out there today, but you know, it's all about the fun and, you know, create that spice. And I think for Robo Sport 17, he'll definitely take it. He'll definitely take that podium.
Yeah, he's very well deserved podium. Pretty well mistake free, I'd say.
Mistake free, but there's definitely no mistakes on this driver. Likely Wise Acre takes pole position and the fastest lap and the victory here at Trackstars Formula 2 Series. So congratulations to the Shade On Racing team.
The only thing you missed out on was the clean race star.
Oh, I think even that is hard to get. And as we go towards the results page, we've got Likely Wise Acre taking the victory in the Super Formula Trackstars Formula 2 Series, 32.7 seconds ahead of Zylo 96. Such a dominance, and there's such a dominant round here at Fuji. Probably his best season to date, his best race to date.
Yeah, basically since the round 7, he's just been an unstoppable force, and it's going to be really tough to stop next week as well. And I think you'd be safe to say that the Shade On Racing team would be certainly lining themselves up for an appearance in the main series next year. Because not only is Likely Wiseacre very fast, but Wazadon is not far behind him as well, so they would be very handy candidates to take part in the main series next year.
And that is something that we'll be definitely looking forward to, seeing how these guys handle themselves in the Group 2 GT500 2016 model cars. But as we're going down towards the group, we've got RoboSport, a well-deserved podium for RoboSport 17. So congratulations to the RoboSport driver, the team manager, getting his first podium of the season. So I definitely tip my hat off to RoboSport for a great race and a very consistent race. XX Huzo down in 4th and Ando 787 in 5th position, and with what looked like to be an epic battle between Zylo 96 all the way down to Ando 787. Such top racing between those 4 drivers. Yeah,
and we can't forget Mick Ease as well in 6th place. He's certainly put himself up in that battle too.
Exactly right. Mick Ease he's definitely made a name for himself after debuting only 3 races ago, so he's definitely showing his pace for sure. We've got G-Man for Fun. I think this is actually his best race. I think this is actually his best race to date in 7th position, so a really good race for G-Man. He's actually, I'll tell you what, for a guy like G-Man,
he had a 4th place at the first round actually.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, you go. You know
just
more than me.
Just looking through the results.
Yeah, but I looked through it. Like even he's in 5th position, and a 7th place is definitely going to help him. Maybe not fight for 2nd, but he will definitely be fighting the guys behind him like ADZ and Sanchez and Turtle King to be anywhere between 4th and 5th in that final race. Yeah,
unfortunately, I think Likely Wiseacre might be jumping him into 5th place in the championship though. So
yeah, and I think that's well deserved. He's got 3 races in a row, he's 60 points. That is definitely going to help him, and it's even going to help Ando 787, jump ahead of D Huzo coming into the final race. Or they might actually be level on points because Ando finished in 5th, so that's going to be an interesting finale come Court B.
Yes, very much so.
Exactly, and then who else we got running down the rest of the grid? We have ADZ 8791 in 8th position. A bit of a unlucky race for him, where he was showing some good pace. Dirty Sanchez coming from a no-show in qualifying up to 9th, where he wasn't really consistent, but at least he got himself in the top 10, which was a great effort for him anyway. Zephyr 1_156 on debut gets himself top 10 position, so congratulations to the other Shade On Racing driver. Fill-in for Wazadon, maybe not a fill-in, he actually might be a signed driver for them. And then coming into 11th place, we've got Turtle King White Tea, who managed to spice up things towards the back end of that race, wouldn't you think? Between him, RoboSport, XX Uzo, and Ando 787, just definitely adding a bit of spice come towards that last lap.
Yes, no, very much spice things up. It sort of nearly did a few Jos Verstappen things, as you might remember from the early 2000s in Brazil, when he probably cost Juan Pablo Montoya his first Grand Prix win. So, and I'm trying to remember who it was that cost Max Verstappen that win at Brazil as well.
Yeah, and it's like even that, like that's right. Even like that Ocon Verstappen that
Oh,
incident
yes,
that we
that's
had
right. It
back in
was
20,
Ocon. I was trying to think
back
who it was in
in
the pink car.
yeah, back in 2017, where Verstappen definitely had a clear win for him on site for a win at the Interlagos GP, but Ocon just got in the way, and the Max Verstappen brought the Biff out, and that's all she wrote.
Yes. No.
It was
Probably shouldn't be too harsh on Turtle King. He did do his best
Yeah,
job.
he did do a really good job in his qualifying. He has shown some improvement. That is for sure. I just think he needs to. I think the one thing he would really need to nail down come the 2021 season is to nail that race pace. Once he gets that race pace going, we can definitely see him consistently in the top 8, maybe even the top 8. And rounding up the 12th position is Jughead, 1959 on debut as well. The son of G-Man for Fun.
Yes.
So,
promising debut from Jughead. I mean, he's made a few mistakes, but I'm sure as time goes on, he'll be up there battling with G-Man for Fun as well.
Yeah,
Big,
exactly
nice
right.
little family battle.
Exactly right. It is a good family battle. Even the family battle that we had for XX Uzo and D Huser. But I think we've got XX Uzo in the party again. So can you hear us, Xavier? Yes. Let's just double check with Yarman. Can Yarman actually hear you through the stream?
I can hear him in the party chat. I'll just check that I can hear him in the stream.
Yeah. Well, we'll have a chat. So first of all, I'd like to say, what a race that was. Wasn't that a race and a half, Xavier? How did that feel? Being on the front row in second position and just fighting your way and just having that battle between yourself, Xylon, Ando, that 3 wide moment that we had. I think it was lap 2 or lap 3. That was intense. Exactly right, and I think like for yourself to actually make yourself.
We're still having trouble hearing Huzo.
Oh, I think his headset's a little bit quiet, but that's okay. All you have to do is turn your volume up to 120.
Does Huzo want to check that he's got the settings that he can broadcast, like allow to be broadcast on the party chat?
Could you actually check that, XX? Do you know how to check your audio settings? So I believe you go to party screen, and then you go to party settings, and then it should say broadcast. I'll allow your voice to be shared. Always allow. And as we see, we've got another driver in the party. So Xylon 96, congratulations on that second position, mate. That was definitely a hard race for you to actually claim that second position. How is that? That's a hat trick of victories for Likely Wise. Like, I mean, he's just unstoppable for us. I think, and it shows that we do scout talented drivers, and we bring them into a series, and then just bang, straight away. Pace after showing their pace, showing their speed, and making a mark for themselves for next season. But as I was just mentioning to XX Uzo, who's in the chat as well, the 3 wide moment that you guys had on lap 3.
We can't hear Xylon as well.
Okay. Hey Xylon, can you go to party setting, or go to the party screen and go to your party settings? And then when you get to party settings, go to allow your voice to be shared, and click always allow.
Yep, got it.
Right, can you talk now?
Can you guys hear me?
I'll just wait for Jarman.
Actually, I might ask if Lurox can put a comment up confirming, Because
Yeah.
he's the one doing all the commenting, maybe.
He called me out for not hearing me for 16 laps out of the Dragon Trail Seaside race, but I'm pretty sure I can be heard now. But yeah, anyway, so I think we'll just go back into that lap three wide moment. So between you, Xavier, and Ando 787, how did that all unfold in your eyes?
Yeah, I was just trying to take it very cautiously. Didn't know where the braking marker would be with cold tyres. I saw XX User was on my inside, so I just gave him plenty of room. Then Ando slipped up as well, and just let them have the position.
And it was an interesting thing because I think Ando really took that wide line exiting turn 1, and that's where all the marbles are. And once he got on those marbles, I think that's just where he lost the traction.
Yeah, I couldn't see much of what happened to Ando, only the aftermath of him spinning. But I definitely would have been put under the pump if he didn't have that spin. He would have put me under pressure, that's for sure.
Oh, and it just shows, like, I mean, as you said, likely Wise Acre is in a class of his own, but just to show that pack that you guys are in, yourself, Huzo, 16, Ando 787, even Mike E's 123, who showed some promising pace but just dropped off at the back end of the track. And hell, even Robbo Sport, who's joined us in the commentary box. G'day, Robbo. Congratulations on your podium, for your first podium for 2020 for Trackstars. How's that? How does that feel now you've got the monkey off your back? Yeah. And it definitely surprised me for Xavier, for XX 16, that yourself and Ando 787 decided to do a two-stop strategy, but that didn't really work out for you guys, did it?
I don't think we can hear Ando, not Ando, Robbo either.
Oh, Robbo, you got to get your mic settings again. apologies for the lackluster of preparation for this series, but for the commentary and for the interviews. But we'll have that sorted out very shortly. But going back to XX Uzo 16, just that two-stop race that you came up with was very strange. Did you make a mistake in not putting on the super softs at the beginning?
Yeah, no, I did make a mistake. Yeah.
Because I always used to see you and your brother DHuzo 14 actually always start on the racing soft tyres and then come charging towards the field on the super softs.
Yeah, so for a first I decided, because last time I kind of learned my lesson where I was a lot slow at the beginning of the race, obviously with the soft tyres last race, and that didn't turn out so well. So I just thought, like, regardless of what position I'm in, you're better off starting with the super soft. So that's what I gave this race a go. I was planning on doing with the softs again, but thank goodness, like, the super softs have kept me at least in some sort of pace. And then, the plan was to go on to the softs, but then obviously I made that little mistake.
And that was a bit of a shame, because it was looking like it was going to be between yourself and Xylon fighting for second position, but I think between the four of you guys, you definitely, for the streaming viewing, I definitely feel like you guys have actually put on a show for us. So we do thank you for that. But I think for a show of his own, I think we have to talk to our race winner, Likely Wise Acre. Congratulations on that dominant win. Yes, we can hear you right now. Let's hopefully make sure that your voice is being broadcasted. But congratulations!
He's not coming
on
through.
There we go, 4 in a row, bang, right there. So I think you just got to go to party settings and then go to always allow your voice to be shared, and then go always allow, and you'll find it.
Oh yeah, there we go. Thank you.
Yeah, it's all good. But so obviously if we can hear us now, just have a little.
All good.
Can you hear him, Jarvan?
Yep, he's coming through now.
Alright, sweet. So Likely Wise Acre, our race winner for round 9 of the Trackstars Formula 2 series. Congratulations, buddy. 32 seconds over Xylon 96. How did that feel? Were you just in a league of your own? Are you sure? Are you sure you're in the right division? Shouldn't you be racing with main series guys?
First of all, nice to meet you all, and I'd just like to thank you for giving me the opportunity to race in Trackstars Racing.
Well, of course. You know, we're always
Yes.
here. We're actually lucky to have yourself, Wazadon, and even your new teammate, Zephyr.
Yeah, Zephyr.
He's actually
Considering
well,
that was his first race, yeah.
Exactly. It was his first race. He was having a really good battle with drivers like ADZ, G-Man for fun, and I think like Jughead as well, and just and Dirty Sanchez as well. Just such good. He's actually improving. You know, just lap by lap, he was just showing some good pace in his car.
Oh yeah, he's a promising driver, and he'll certainly be up there in the next few rounds and next year if he wants to. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. So looking ahead into 2021 season, how are yourself and Wazadon preparing yourselves for next year? How would you guys?
I think it's both reflecting on what we've done so far, see how we can improve.
Yep.
No, but I think it's been quite a promising debut, to be honest, and we hope to carry that momentum into 2021.
I think a promising debut. I think XX User 16 was lucky he didn't show up in the first round because we would be crowning him champion. That's for sure. But that was but you know, 3 races in a row. You've got the 20 points, so 60 points towards your championship. So that's definitely going to be lifting you up towards the championship battle. So as we said earlier in the broadcast, D. Huzo hasn't shown up today because he's away on work. But I think because XX Huzo 16 is our champion elect for 2020, it's definitely going to be a fight for second position between yourself, Xylon 96. Ando 787 and D. Huzo himself. So how are you looking forward to possibly claiming second with only a few races under your belt?
Yeah, well, congratulations to X Huzo, and certainly looking forward to that battle. I actually didn't know I was in contention for top 3, but there you go.
Yeah, it showed in absolutely, it definitely showed in those last 3 races that you've done. You're just racking win after win after win. Making sure that you keep a clean head and just making sure that you actually cross the line first and getting those big points. That definitely helps you. That definitely catapulted you up in the championship. But looking towards Xylon 96. As we heard the big news at the start of the broadcast, yourself, NSPUD P666 managed to sign you up for Mashparts Racing for 2021. How excited are you for next year?
Yeah, very excited. I wasn't expecting it at all. I just looked at the Discord chat one day and saw the offer, and you guys have been great to race with, so I want to carry that going into next year.
Exactly right, and you're coming as you're racing with a highly caliber team, a teammate in NSPUD P666, and also his teammate Punts in the 47 entry. So you're definitely in safe hands when it comes to expertise and tuning and understanding how the car and the series works. So you're definitely in safe hands.
Absolutely, I'm looking forward to learning off the quicker guys, and if they've got any tips or advice, I'm all ears.
Exactly right. They'll be definitely helping you out come towards 2021. So I was actually wondering, for all of you guys, any of you guys had plenty of experience in the Group 2 GT500 cars and the 2016 models?
None at all.
Well, we've definitely come through some regulations right now, so hopefully within the next few weeks after our 2020 season's over, It's Racing will post up the regulations and the power and weight restrictions for the cars, and definitely between now and February the 14th is definitely time to practice. But looking towards the final race, we're coming towards our final round next Saturday, normal time, of course. We won't be starting at this time anymore, but normal time at 8 p.m. St. Croix B. Ken it looks likely Wise could be possibly heading for a 4th victory come towards that final round, and he could possibly catapult himself up into 2nd position. So I guess no pressure there, likely. Oh, he's just jumped out, so that's all good. But anyway, between himself, Xylon 96, and D Huser, you guys are definitely going to be, in contention to get that 2nd position.
Actually, I've done just a bit of quick maths with the points, and we've actually got Huser and D Huser and 2nd on 90, and then Ando and Xylon are both on 89 points. And then likely Wiseacres on 86, so it's going to be a 4-way battle for that runner-up spot going into the last round.
Well, that's it, boys. What about 7? What did you get Ando's results as well?
Yes, yep. So Ando and Xylon are both tied on 89.
Okay, cool.
So we've got 3 drivers within 1 point and 4 within 4 points.
Exactly. How are you boys? Look, this is definitely like a MotoGP situation where the battles are so close, and it's anybody's race it's anybody's position to lose. So how are you boys looking forward to St. Croix B for next week? We can start off with likely. With three races in a row. Can you make it 4 next week?
I think
to be honest, I'll be aiming for consistency this round. I also don't want to ruin anyone else's championship. I just hope to have a good race.
Exactly right, and you hope by the end of it, you're up on the 2nd position. So that'll be a really nice reward after these last few races. So you definitely keep your head up high, and it's going to be a really strong battle between the 4 of you guys, because literally 1 point, between 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Any one driver gets ahead of the other one, they swap positions. So it just shows how close it is in this championship. So there'll be no pressure added between the 4 of you, but hopefully we do see a wonderful race at St. Croix Board. But unfortunately for me, I'm not going to be able to host it or stream it or broadcast it because I'll be away. So the one race I wanted to watch and that one championship battle I wanted to see, we already crowned our champion. I wanted to see who got 2nd position. Oh well, that's a shame. But anyway, we'll just wrap it up there. So, likely Wiseacre, congratulations on the victory, mate. Xylon, congratulations on your 2nd. And XXUzo 16, congratulations on that championship.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
And I'll say, actually, we don't want to forget Robbo Sport as well. Hopefully you're still here in the chat. Congratulations on your 1st podium, mate. You really deserve it, and that shows such consistency that you bring towards the series. And even as a Track Stars managers between myself, it's racing, and we're really happy to see you get that podium position to speak to you and to your team. So well done. And as we sign off towards the end of this stream, we would like to thank you guys for tuning in for Track Stars Formula 2.
Did we want to bring Benjo in as well?
I think I'll have to head off soon anyway. So.
Okay, no worries. All good.
Okay. Anyway, so you can bring him in for next week. How about that?
Yep, we can do that. Yeah, we'll bring him in for a bit of commentary and bit of an interview.
Exactly. So as we rounded off there, likely Wiseacre in our 1st position, taking that victory by a hefty margin, 32 seconds over Xylon 96, over Robbo Sport 17, claiming his 1st podium for Robbo Sport Racing. So as we sign off, between myself and Spud P666 and Yarman Dalitz, it's racing. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you guys next week for round 10 at St. Croix B.